What's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Chris Arco. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead. Hit the doggone subscribe button. Hit notification bell every time I post up new content. Well, it was made official yesterday. I didn't watch all of the press conference. Taste the beverage one out of the way. Pouring up tasty beverage two. And this is what the Incredible Hulk drinks. Right? That's why when he gets pissed off, that big bastard turns green. Okay, so in other case. So let's actually really talk about this hire. Let's actually really talk about Michael Irvin and his feelings, because he was feeling some type of way. But then again, I listened to what Michael Irvin had to say. And then for the most part, and then I've looked at Deion Sanders' career as a football player, right? He's only doing what the fuck he did as a football player, but now he's a coach. So let's actually really stop and think about this for a minute, right? He got drafted by the Falcons. He went from the Falcons to San Francisco. He went from San Francisco to Dallas, where Jerry paid him $35 million. And then he went from Dallas to Washington, and then from Washington to motherfucking Baltimore. Then you didn't hear shit else about him for a while. So now all of a sudden he won't be a head coach, which for the most part, I truly honestly believe that just because you was a good player, that doesn't really necessarily mean that you're gonna be a good coach. But it's quite obvious that what the fuck he did down there in Jackson State and what he has done in Colorado has actually been like, okay, Deion is pretty good at this. But here's the deal. This is what I have a problem with Deion, right? For those of y'all that can actually like really remember that bullshit video that he did on like back in either 93 or 94? Must Be the Money. So when you actually really take that and put that in perspective, what did he say as the Colorado coach? He said, and everybody talking about Jerry called him. And then what did he say? Hey, look, it's intriguing, but I love my guys up here in Colorado. I'm trying to focus on the football players and the community. So my whole deal is, so so you couldn't do that down there in Jackson State. You couldn't do that down there in Jackson State. You couldn't do that with the Atlanta Falcons. Okay? You couldn't do it with San Francisco, even though you won a Super Bowl. You couldn't do it with Dallas, even though you won another Super Bowl. You didn't win shit in Washington. You didn't win shit in Baltimore, so you retired. And so for you to actually really fix your mouth to actually really say some shit like that, I'm just like, really? So this is what the fuck we do. And Michael Irvin crying like somebody that snatched the bottle out of his motherfucking mouth. And just know this, Michael. I know Deion, that's your boy. I know all that, right? But come on now, let's actually really stop and think about this for a minute. That really wouldn't have been a good hire. unless you was motherfucking Dion's agent, right? Which, in a sense, that really wouldn't make sense neither. But let's actually really go back to the hire. Brian Schottenheimer, right? And if you actually really ask me, he's a part of football royalty. Look at who his dad was. His dad was a damn good coach. May he rest in peace. Right? So I'm just like, okay, well, some of that DNA got passed down to him. Right? And so in 25 years, right, you was an assistant coach, offensive coordinator, whatever the case may be, right? You know, you did what you did, whatever. You didn't been around. You've been around the league. And so basically what kills me, right, is that I gotta listen to motherfucking, well, I ain't got to, right? But it's just for some fact, okay, I hear all this bullshit what Stephen A says. I hear all this shit what Shannon Sharp or Shay Shay says, right? And I'm looking at all this, and I'm just like, okay. So what happens? What happens? Which, I mean, for the most part, if you actually really watch my video that I did yesterday, right? So what I'm about to say, I'm not gonna say that it's actually really too. I'm not gonna say that it's far fetched. But let's just say for shits and giggles, right? Say Schottenheimer comes in, get his staff, and then the Cowboys fuck around. Let's just say that let's just say that they, at best, make it to the championship game. Shit, his father did. And then if you actually watch the motherfucking press conference, right? You got to be like, okay, well, hey, guess what? His dad was there. His dad got close. And then Jerry said this, right? And then he was talking about what Brian told his mom and all that kind of stuff. And so it's just like, if you actually really look at it from that aspect, let's actually really look at both players and coaches that either played the game or coached the game that didn't win, that they didn't listen. They didn't get married to Lucy. Or fuck all that. But but my whole deal is they didn't get the motherfucking ring. They didn't get to walk down the aisle, so to speak. Gary Payton, aka the glove, until they came to Michael Jordan, right? Never won a NBA championship. But when his son came to the league, I want to say that he won it with Golden State. I want to say he won it with Golden State. He was either Golden State or the Denver Nuggets, whatever the case may be, right? His son won a championship. So what the fuck makes y'all think that, okay, I don't know if I'm pretty sure Marty actually really played. Then he became a head coach. He couldn't get there as a player. He couldn't get there as a coach, right? So let's just actually just say for shits and giggles, right? That I'm not expecting anything from the first year. I really ain't. But damn it, if they get there, according to the script, and then if you ask me to go back and listen to go back and watch the whole press conference. And I'm being a conspiracy theorist right now, right? But then, and the only reason why I'm being this way is because, hey, look, if you watch my video on the championship weekend, we all know what happened on both games, right? So now you tell me, if the script was written that way, what makes you think that they won't write another script that actually really favors the Dallas Cowboys? I'll get back with you on that one. So, but my whole deal is, like, for me, right, I'm just looking at the simple fact that, hey, look, between the NFL and Vegas and, well, we already know who controls Vegas, right? If they say, hey, look, Dallas Cowboys, or if they say, Jerry Jones, go ahead, get ready to put that fourth ring on your hand. Then what is everybody actually really going to say? Because everybody is laughing right now. Everybody's laughing. From Stephen A. to Shannon Sharp to Jeff Saturday, that other bastard that I can't call his name. He know who the fuck I'm talking. He know who the fuck I'm talking about. Molly, all the motherfuckers. Right? I'm just like, okay. So what happens if Schottenheimer comes in here and be like, you know what? We gonna blow the doors off of everybody. We finna fuck up Philly. We finna fuck up Washington. We finna fuck up New York and anybody else. Yes, we may lose some games, but it's just for the simple fact we gonna pop you in the mouth. We gonna pop you in the mouth. We gonna bite you. We gonna kick you in the nuts, right? Might even spit in your face, right? Anything that motherfucker be like, okay, you know what? These motherfuckers are for real. We need to watch out for these motherfuckers. Plain and simple. Right? So for the most part, is it a good hire? I would say, yeah. Because this is, for me, right, I'm just looking at this, the Dallas Cowboys as an organization is football royalty. And then you have families, right, that are actually like really part of football royalty. I mean, let's actually really stop and think about it for a minute. You got the Mannings, Archie played, and then his two boys played. Both of them got Super Bowls. That's actually, if you ask me, that's a pretty powerful family. So let's actually really look at Buddy Ryan, head coach, defensive coordinator, and then his two sons. Both were, Rex Ryan was a head coach. The brother was a defensive coordinator. That's football royalty, right? So now let's look at Schottenheimer. He is the son of probably of the greatest coach to not win a Super Bowl. And that's what the fuck Jerry talked about. So Michael Irvin, you sitting up here hollering about your boy. You sitting up here crying about how come your boy Dion on why Jared didn't hire your boy Dion, and then Shannon Sharp, Shay, I swear sometimes you need to shut your ass up. Stephen A., you another. I mean, because and I'm looking at this from my experience in the United States Army. It was one. I can, and I can truly honestly say this. And then now that soldier right now, she is now a sergeant first class, if not a first sergeant now. But in the early beginnings, I forget what the fuck her first name is right now because it's been that damn long. But my whole deal is this. So let's just say Sergeant Giles, and then I can actually really, once this video is over with, or once this show is over with, I can actually really send it to one of my former soldiers, and then I can be like, hey, look, pass this off to Sergeant Giles, right? And then the only reason why I say this is because when that young woman became an NCO, right? I mean, great the fact, sometimes, she really wasn't all there, right? But she was a good worker, great soldier, whatever, right? And then when she became an NCO, right? And I remember this day. And then, what's so bad about it, it really pissed me the fuck off. It really pissed me the fuck off that none of the other NCOs would take her. None of her, they wouldn't, they really wouldn't, they didn't want to have nothing to do with her. So I told the platoon sergeant, I said, you know what, let me have her. So again, this goes back to the whole Schottenheimer, the whole Schottenheimer hire. It's quite obvious that Jerry saw something in her, and I'd be damned if you motherfuckers say that I'm just delusional as Jerry, because just know this, Shannon Sharp, Stephen A., and all you other motherfuckers on that goddamn panel, don't make me come see you, right? Because you're not going to like how I'm going to come see you. Take it how the fuck you want it. Because you know you will never see me coming. Just like y'all not finna see Schottenheimer coming. But in either case, going back to my soldier, my former NCO, she is now E7 right now. If not motherfucking first sergeant. I have soldiers. I've had soldiers. I had one that I told her, look, you are not motherfucking NCO material. You more officer than any goddamn thing. I saw that in her, right? So for the most part, I don't like comparing myself to no motherfucker. But it's quite obvious that me and Jared Jones have the same goddamn eye. As far as like looking at an individual and seeing their motherfucking potential. And then that bullshit what Shannon Sharp said the other day, right? Talking about, oh, you married, right? And so if you out in the club, right? ain't nobody finna pick that one right there. And they was actually like really, looking at Schottenheimer as a female, right? But see, here's the deal. Now, one time, did they say how she looked or what the fuck she was wearing? Not to say that Schottenheimer is a woman, but since they put it in that aspect, so let's just say that she at the club or whatever, got on the goofy glasses, Coke bottle glasses, fucked up ass hairdo, fucked up ass dress, but the first time that you palm that ass, it's big, it's soft, and then you don't want to actually really let go. See, yeah. So yeah, you Shannon Sharp, you Stephen A, you Ryan Clark, which old boy already clowned your ass. And then it just for some fact, right? See, you know what? They need a crazy uncle segment on that show because I'd have been like, you know what? Yes, I'm a Cowboys fan. Die hard. And I would have gave the ultimate response. And I'd be like, you know why she dressed like that, right? Because you looking at everybody else in the motherfucking club with the fake hair, the fake titty, the fake ass, and then they got shit on that for the most part, it looked like it was painted on. So that's who the fuck you gonna draw to. Not knowing that shit is bullshit. And yeah, you're right. And not knowing what the fuck you passed up. She was probably gonna like suck your dick, lick your balls, lick your asshole, and then fix you a hell of a sandwich. But Shannon Sharp, and we already know about Shannon, or we have speculations about Shannon Sharp. And to be perfectly honest, I ain't seen Stephen A's wife, right? I haven't seen Ryan Clark's wife. Not to say that they are not married. I'm not saying that. But my whole deal is this. There's a reason why motherfuckers don't get picked because they not trying to make themselves like every other bitch. Since y'all was talking about women, right? Because here's my deal is. My deal is this. If I'm in the club, which I will never be because I'm married, but even if I wasn't married, I to be perfectly honest, I already know that the Coke bottle hair not really like how it should be. But then again, if that's what the fuck she's comfortable with, then hey, let her have it. She got the little, and then she got the bullshit dress on, or whatever. Got the bloomers on, but just like I said, you grab a handful of that ass, right? And then you be like, ooh, this is big, this is nice, it's soft, and then she let me play with it. Okay? And then out of all of that, she gonna let you hit it. So you get to play with the booty. You get to eat the booty, eat the pussy, fuck the shit out of it. Now I already know what you know what, Shannon and Stephen A. I already know what the fuck y'all gonna say. If y'all actually really see this, which I already know, it ain't going no goddamn where. But for the most part, I really wish that one of my goddamn videos will get out and it actually really reach your bitch ass. Just like the shit that I talked about your ass when you did that whole motherfucking Instagram shit, talking about, oh, I did that shit on accident. No, the fuck you didn't. No, the fuck you didn't. Right? Because I done heard you too many times. Talking about, oh, I'm sorry, I usually make them shit. Well, I guess you really wasn't trying to make that bitch shit. Now here you come with these motherfucking blue pills and whatever the fuck you doing. You know you fucked up, so you capitalized. But then again, did you really fuck up? So I'm saying all that to say this. Did Jerry really fuck up? Because this is football royalty that we're talking about here. If you actually really stop and think about it for a minute. His dad was a great coach. Now, does that mean that his son's going to be a great coach? You know what? That's 50-50. But then again, I also look at the simple fact of what the fuck Jerry said. Which this is all what you motherfuckers is actually really talking about. Well, he only interviewed 4 people. And then if you actually really go back and look at the press conference, the full press conference, and see, this is what I hate about you motherfuckers. Y'all only take out what the fuck y'all want to take out, which for the most part, okay, look, I got it. But what did Jerry say? He didn't interview Jimmy because he knew Jimmy. He didn't interview Barry because he knew Barry. You know why? Because all 3 of them were on the same championship team. I want to say back in 1965, the only championship year that the Arkansas Razorbacks has had as far as like a football team. So you know this motherfucker. What you gonna interview him for? You knew Barry. And then he said this. Jerry told you, like, I don't interview motherfuckers that well. So what are we talking about here? See, this is why I know that this shit is bullshit. Is because, not to say that I got the inside track on Jerry, but it's quite obvious you motherfuckers, Shannon, Shay, or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, and Ocho, I swear y'all motherfuckers, I'm gonna leave it alone. No, I already put it out there. Ain't no use me stopping on brakes. I done stopped on brakes, and so I'm finna slide. I question both of y'all on a lot of shit, but that's neither here nor there. So, but in either case, I'm just looking at this, right? And see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all, it's just like, I know what the fuck y'all do. Y'all sit up there and y'all watch that whole interview. I know you did, or the press conference. I know y'all did. And y'all just say, okay, let's take this, let's take this, let's take this, let's take this, let's take that. And then we finna clown Jerry. That's what the fuck y'all did. But you didn't talk about the part where, like, okay, all what the fuck y'all did was, okay, he fired Jimmy. He fired Parcells. I think Barry just left, right? Because Barry couldn't handle losing no more, I guess. But in either case, right? Y'all, y'all are so-called sports analysts. Well, just know this: y'all are not. It's quite obvious. It's quite obvious that y'all don't. Yeah, y'all analyze, but you only analyze. And yeah, I got these bananas here. This is what the fuck y'all analyze. So I got 3 bananas here. So let's just say that these 3 bananas represent the Dallas Cowboys press conference. So y'all took away the fact that he didn't interview Jerry. Y'all took away the fact that he didn't interview Barry. And then here's Schottenheimer. And they're like, okay, we gonna interview him. But then again, right? He really didn't have to interview Schottenheimer. Because for the most part, right, he knew who the fuck his daddy was. He know his mama, all of that stuff, right? You know, go watch it again. Like what I said. I know y'all had to watch it. That was required. That was required watching for y'all. And then the motherfucking head up at ESPN told you motherfuckers, sheeple, if you will. Hey, we're going to talk about this. And we're going to talk about that. And then y'all sitting up there laughing about the shit. Okay, again, fuck games as usual. You better be glad that none of you motherfuckers was under, put like this, be glad that I wasn't your motherfucker but goddamn platoon sergeant, right? Because you sorry sacks of shit will be doing push-ups until I get motherfucking tired. And just know, I don't get tired. I got 6 jobs. So, but you know, in other case, you know, y'all get what the fuck I'm talking about here. Leave Jerry alone. Jerry know what the fuck he doing. Shannon Sharp, just because your grandmama was on her way out or whatever. What does your grandmama have to do with Jerry Jones? Let's just actually just stop and think about it. 9 times out of 10, you probably never gave your grandmama the proper respect that you were supposed to. So you put that out there on national TV. That didn't mean it didn't have shit to do with Jerry is doing or what he has done. So you gonna put grandma in there. You threw grandma in there. Knowing probably 9 times out of 10, your grandma didn't tell you no shit like that. Not when they dying. So you full of shit, Shannon. You full of it. You didn't get, put like this, 9 times out of 10, the only reason why you full of it because you got your shit pushed in. Ooh. Okay, but you know, but in another case, all of you motherfuckers From Ryan Clark to your ignorant ass. Y'all some bitches. For real. And yeah, I know what I said in the previous video, but my whole did, and then I told y'all then. Jerry know what the fuck he doing. Whether it's by script or it's because this is what the fuck he want to do. So what the fuck is going to happen? You know what? I sincerely hope that Schottenheimer come in here. They because the draft is coming up here real soon. So I sincerely hope that they pick up some good draft picks because I hear that they traded the kicker, which, I mean, it's a kicker, right? So, but in another case, right? Let's just wait and see what happens. I'm not going to say that they go to the Super Bowl, right? But if the script calls for it, then let this shit happen. So, with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa. Motherfucker next door, cross street, round the corner, Paul's Harris, a.k.a. Crazy Uncle. I'm gonna holler at y'all.